Yo, hip hop heist, man. What up? We back at it with another reaction, man. Chick Smooth. Appreciate this article. Kendrick Lamar exposed Drake ghostwriting in 2011. His friend just snitched on him. Oh, man, let's get right to it, man. Anytime we see Kendrick Lamar expose Drake ghostwriting and snitched in the same title, we about to react to it. So let's get right to it, man. Hit that like and subscribe, man. Shout out Chick Smooth for bringing this article that we about to react to. Let's get to it, man. Excuse me.
No way, you guys. This has to be one of the craziest plot twists of 2025. As it turns out, you guys, Pusha T and Meek Mill were not the first artists to expose Drake for having ghostwriters. It was actually the guy that beat him in a rap battle last year, Kendrick Lamar. Now, you guys know Kendrick Lamar does not do social media. He does not do interviews, he does not do Instagram lives, nor does he do Twitter. The only way that we ever find out information about Kendrick Lamar is mainly through Kendrick's friends. People like Hitter J3, Glasses Malone, DJ Head, guys that's been around Kendrick from the jump. Now, sometimes it's a good thing, but other times it's pretty bad. Maybe it's just me, you guys, but certain conversation that's had in private should always remain private. If you ever find yourself on a podcast asking yourself if something you're about to say is snitching or not, 9 times out of 10, it's probably snitching. Now, on the most recent episode of The Bigger Picture with Elliot Wilson, Jeremy Hecht, and also DJ Head, they were having a conversation and called up Glasses Malone. Glasses went on to reveal that back in 2011, that's right, you guys, 2011, Kendrick Lamar knew about Drake's ghostwriting. Here's what he said.
Of when people actually knew Drake had any writers. We kind of didn't say it for sure last time, but at that time, were there rumblings that you knew of within the Cash Money crew that you knew he had people working?
I feel like, shout out Jeremy too, and DJ Head, and Elliot Wilson. I feel like everybody knew since the beginning. I don't think ghostwriters were the biggest of the deal at that time, but people knew for sure. Like, let's be real. Even fans knew
that you had heard those rumors.
But it wasn't the biggest of deal to have people writing on your records at the time. I mean, as far as what society makes it, you know.
My attention, and I don't know if this right to snitch on him, is Dot. Dot is the first person that brought it to my attention. But I'll be honest, when he first came, it was always, we knew it was a pop approach from a pop artist. He was introduced kind of as this Nickelodeon kind of kid to the people at the label. And, you know, talking to him, he was a well-mannered dude. But when they pressed play, you could just tell he was like a savant when it came to making records. Like, it was just nice. Yeah. So now that I understand what's happening, like, that would make sense. You know what I mean? Especially
homeowners in America hit the jack.
Oh man, you already know we about to bypass these ads. I hate when they do this they do that to us. Let's read one comment while we on the bypass of the ad. Lynn B says that's why Kendrick said Drake didn't even have any classics. Okay, well, I think both got classics. I ain't gonna lie.
A lot earlier than we think. You know what I mean?
Was that 2011?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's around then, but I don't think we would have had rumbles about it because we kind of always knew that he was a pop artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, not
that's
like
what comes
he's a
with
rapper.
It. That's what comes with it too. You're a pop artist. People help you make records, hit records. You know,
his approach was an assembly line of how he made music that fit. Like, and he had a bunch of, you know, he had a great team. 40 was fantastic. Boy, he won the T-minus. Them dudes were like fantastic. He walked in with this team. Like, he had a plan and he executed, and his plan worked.
But you knew that. Do you think Kendrick, when he said that to you, was he disappointed? Like, because basically, like, I've been studying this whole, like, was Kendrick disappointed?
Oh, hell yeah. I called the nigga a liar.
That's true. That's a fact.
I didn't quite understand what pop meant like what pop was. Like now I'm like, God damn it, you know what I mean? It make perfect sense. But when he first said that, I was like, hell no, man, I'm watching this dude do his thing.
You know, and that goes back to the point where, you know, where it's at in the hood, in the streets, like as far as the rap streets, you cannot be getting ghostwriters to write your records, especially these sentimental records that sound like it's coming from you. You fool. It doesn't make sense. Like, so I feel Kendrick, like, Kendrick, he knows great artistry, man. And when you come from a cloth that where I'm writing all my feelings, my experiences, or my homies' experiences, but I'm really writing this shit. It's a different operation versus the homie that's why do bro look like the old Mac right now? He look like fucking Alex Pereira, UFC fighter Olmec, with that fucking doo-doo. That's where the fucking sound effect come in. I just feel like Kendrick understands that real artistry, bro, and write your own shit. Like, if you gonna be that man, write your own shit.
Like, you know, at that time, I'm still just kind of looking at him like somebody else at the label. You know what I mean? Like, shit, Tiger writing his own shit, Nick writing their own shit. Like, I'm thinking cuz doing the same. And when Dot said it, remember then I heard King Kunta. So I'm like, this is about cuz. So when it came, you know what I'm saying? When it came out publicly, like when Meek kind of leaked it, and then I start asking around like all the back channel, I was like, oh hell. You know what I mean? Which I didn't really take credit from him because
wait, he said that King Kunta, this Glasses Malone speaking. Shout out Glasses, so he said King Kunta was about Drake.
King Kunta. So I'm like, this is about cuz. So when it came, you know what I'm saying? When it came out publicly, like when Meek kind of leaked it, and then I start asking around like all the back channel, I was like, oh hell. You know what I mean? Which I didn't really take credit from him because, you know, I always kind of thought of him as like a pop artist. Like, you know, that's like being upset that you discover Madonna don't write her own songs.
I thought of it more like, yay. Like, I looked at it like,
I think Kendrick was probably upset because he was looking at Drake as his competition, which he said at that time. And he's like, I want to be the best rapper of my generation, which you are right now, because Drake was in that spot. I think he was like, damn, this is who they're looking at like that when I'm doing all this extra work.
I think that was around the time. Was that around that time when we were on that tour together?
It was right after.
It was right after we came back from that tour.
Right after. Yeah. But when he told me, I was like, nigga, hell no. I'm like, you know what I mean? But I didn't. Now, in hindsight, it all makes sense. You know what I mean? His approach.
It's like Kendrick already knew, bro. It's prophecy. Kendrick understood, like, bro, this is for the taking. This is all smoke and mirrors. I write my own shit. I come from the hood. I'm about to tell this story. Ain't nobody could top that. I swear, bro would be probably the coldest fucking professor if he was a teacher at the college. Straight up. Shout out Kendrick, man. Shout out all TD, man.
Very much like Michael Jackson. He just got multiple Rod Tempertons. You know what I mean? He said it openly a million times, and none of us ever paid attention that this was his approach because we've looked at rap. Rap has been so synonymous with hip hop over, especially Elliot me, our lives, bro. So, you know, since fucking Debbie Harry rapped on Rapture, everybody else that's been decent in rapping, you pretty much knew that they were kind of part of hip hop versus now where rapping is being used with all genres. And now their own rules apply, you know, in that genre or in that, you know, that whole collective of how they approach making records. So he's always had this really brilliant approach at how he was going to make records, but he also understood he was taking it all from a pop perspective.
Now, I'm pretty sure that was information that Kendrick probably would not have liked to be made public. A lot of Drake fans are now looking at Kendrick like, bruh, this man Drake was showing you love back in 2011. He put you on his tour. Not only that, but Drake being the bigger artist at the time, he was getting on records with you, trying to elevate your status in the game at the time. Now, I'm not sure how Kendrick found out this information about Drake back in 2011, but you have to imagine if he told Glasses Malone, he most likely told a whole lot of people as well. And not to mention, you guys, back in 2011, 2012, these guys also did a swap. Kendrick Lamar gave Drake a feature for Take Care, and he also took a feature from Drake for Good Kid, Mad City. So obviously, if you're a Drake fan, this looks a little bit weird to you. If you had an issue with me having ghostwriters, why are we still working together?
Drake's a real good dude, first and foremost. He heard my music a year back, reached out and just gave me respect on it. You know what I'm saying? So it was a mutual feeling for us appreciating the music. I put out Section 80. A couple months later, like, yo, I need you on this tour, you know, it'll be a pleasure, be an honor. I was like, that's dope, man. So, you know what I mean? I can't back down from that, you know, to expand my music to a crowd that haven't heard it before. I know it's 15,000 people out there. I'm used to 2,000. I'm finna work. I'm finna get at least 100 of these folks.
And you also gotta ask yourself the question, did Drake let his guard down around Kendrick? Was he looking at Kendrick?
I feel like Drake wasn't even understanding what was going on. Like, these people were really watching out for what's going on. Like, Kendrick is a fucking master, bro. And I feel like Drake was just living it. Look at how Drake lived, bro. Drake don't live that. I'm trying to push the culture forward. Drake lived that. I'm trying to get my pleasure down. And even though we might, whatever we heard about Kendrick, you know, none of that matters compared to what Kendrick has done for the culture. Like, Kendrick has put it on the forefront. No matter what genre steals from it now, right? Because they all steal from it now, and they steal from it then, and they steal from it now. Shout out Hip Hop Heist, man. Go like and subscribe, man. We here. But no matter what, Kendrick has put that on the forefront. And Drake is fucking stealing from all the cultures just to make you feel happy in the club. Like, you better get the fuck out of here, bro.
While Kendrick was looking at him as a colleague, as his competition that he needs to get rid of, keep in mind, the Control verse did not come out until 2013. So this means that Kendrick Lamar had 2 years to be around Drake, study everything about him, learn information about him, some which he eventually used to defeat Drake last year. Now, personally, I just want to see an interview with somebody like Vori. We gotta hear from some of these ghostwriters that Drake had in the past. Right now, there's just too much misinformation going on between ghostwriters, producers, and also co-writers as well. But if I'm Kendrick Lamar, at this point, I have to send a cease and desist to all my friends with podcast mics. Stop trying to reveal private information that I did not co-sign. You guys get in the comments below. First of all, do you guys even believe this?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I wouldn't be posting shit that has been talked about in private. I'm not really about that shit. This nigga really look like the Olmec. Why do you look like that? But yeah, we about to leave on that. Look at, bro. Stop. This what y'all chasing? I'm done with y'all, man. Hip Hop Heist, like and subscribe. We out of here, man. Be happy, be healthy. Do what you got to do to survive, like Pac said, but also be of service, man. Help somebody out. We out, man. Peace.